Hi guys, good morning to one and all. This is G Pencil. I am studying second BTech in Al Shankara College of Institution and Technology. Today my seminar topic is what is demand in economics. First of all, what is demand? Demand is nothing but the demand curve elasticity of demand changes in demand. Demand. Why are newspapers sold in vending machines that allow you take more than one coffee? How much do you eat when you can eat all you want? What is Karus and Spring Forever? What economics principles is behind this saying? Been there, done what? Why do higher taxes cut smoking by tens more than by other age groups? First of all, we're discussing about what is demand curve. Explain the law of demand. Interrupt a demand schedule and a demand curve is called a demand curve. The demand curve, demand law of demand and marginal unity law of demand and demonizing and marginality unitary demand curve quality demanded and individual demand market demand indicates how much of a product consumers are both willing and able to buy and each possible price during a given period. Other things remains constant. Law of demand is nothing but the law of demand says the quantity demanded and variable and inversely with the prices other things constant. Thus is a higher the prices than smaller than quantity demanded is called a law of demand. Demand wants and needs and substitution effects. The change in the relative prices is called a substitution effect and income effect. Income effect including of two types of incomes, those are money income and real income. Money income says that the number of dollars you receivers per period and real income says that measure in terms of how many goods and services you can buy at the market level and demand and demandizing and marginal unitary and marginal utility additional satisfactory of your device for each event and law of marginal utility you device for each additional item additional and consumed and decreases as your consumption increases is called a and dimension and marginal utility. Next we can go for demand schedule and demand curves. And demand schedule demand curve says that demand various quantity are demanded. We can discuss now and individual demand and market demand schedule prices quantity demanded and per price are per week and millions are those. And demand curve says that to take a graphematical representation in excess we go for millions of prices per week and prices per pizza in take for y-axis. First we can go for individual demand of fry and pizzas and market demand pizzas and elasticity. Next we can discuss about elasticity of demanded and elasticity demand is says that computer the elasticity of demanded and explain its relevance and discuss the factors the influence elasticity demanded and computing the elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand measures the percentage of change in quantity demanded divided by percentage of change in prices. Elasticity demand is states that is equals to and percentage of change in quantity demanded by percentage of change in prices is called a elasticity of demand and computing elasticity of demand and elasticity values and if less than 1 it is elastic and percentages changes in prices will result in longer percentages change in the quantity demanded. In this way and is equals to 1 it is a unit elasticity and great and less than it is a inelastic quantity and demanding is usually more elastic at higher prices and elasticity and total revenue and price x quantity demanded at the prices. The demand for pizza we go for to take a x and y axis. To take x axis millions of pizzas per week to buy at a market we know persons and y axis to go for prices per pizza. to take for next we can discuss about the deterministic of demanding elasticity and availability of substitutes and sharing of consumers and budget spent on the good a matter of time and some elasticity estimates. These are terms we including of a determinants of demand elasticity. First we can go for availability of substitutes. The availability of substance says that the greater the availability of substitutes for a good, the greater than goods elasticity of demanded and share of consumers budget and spend on the good and increases in the prices reduces the demand because people are not both and willing and able to purchase and higher prices and a matter of time. A longer the adjustment of period, the greater than the consumer availability to a substitute is cost under a matters of a time. Is next to lost go for some elasticity estimates the elasticity of demanded it's greater than in long run because consumers have more time to adjustment and next we can go for demand become more elasticity. In demand become more elasticity says that and says that and other determinants of a demanded and consumer income the prices of related goods. Next to the number of and competitions of consumers, consumer expectations and consumer tastes, changes in consumer in income consumer willing and able to buy more which demanded increasing of demand also demand curve shift to right two categories of goods. Those are a normal goods as well as a and inferior goods. First normal goods. Normal goods says that demand increases and money income also increases and inferior goods this says that demand increases and money income increases also. An example using the and clothing and bus riders etc. The cause and the example of a inferior goods. Inferior goods is said thus simply say that demand is decreases as well as money income is increases is cause under a inferior goods. Next to go for changes in the prices of related goods. There are two terms including of changes in the prices of related goods. Those are substitutes and complements. Substitute is nothing but decreases in prices. One item will reduce the demand for a substitute and complements is nothing but certain goods used together and example and airline tickets and car and relevance. These are costs under a complements substitutes also. A decreases in the prices and one shift the demand of the other rightward and as well as a next we can learn about changes in the prices of related goods. In changes in prices of a related goods says that changes in a size competition of dates and population we increases demand and shift the curve to right and right and we can the changes in consumer expectations shift to demand curve also shift to right or either it may be right or left and changes in consumer taste and movement along the curve and movement versus sheath the curve. The changes in a price causes the movement along the demand curve. The changes in quantity uh, demand and the prices causes the shift to a demand curve and expectations of demand curve low roll and roll of a time roll of a time including of extensions of demand and demand is nothing but roll of time your willingness to pay more time savings goods and depend on the opportunity cost your time is called a expectations of demand in analysis. And what is production? Production is nothing but the transformation about input devices to output devices is called a productions. Thank you friends, I am given opportunity. It is a brief explanation about what is demand and scheduling of different types of demanding and productions. Thank you.